Hey legends, welcome back to another episode of Discombobulated. Today we're hitting a different country. We're hitting the USA, Texas in particular. Today we're making chili con carne, cornbread and guacamole. To start off, you need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees. Get yourself a baking dish like this one here. It's deep, it's not too big, should fit all your mix in it. We're going to chuck that into the oven so it preheats at 180 degrees. So first up, we've got to get yourself a large mixing bowl. And into that, you want to put 1.5 cups of flour. To the flour, we're going to add 1 cup of cornmeal or polenta. It's coarse, it's grainy, it's dried out corn, it's crumbled down, you get the idea. So we're going to add that to the flour. And from there, we're going to add 5 teaspoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt to the dry mix. And next to that, guys, we're going to add baking powder, 1 tablespoon. That helps it get all fluffy and helps it rise when we bake it. So add that in there and just get yourself a wooden spoon and just mix that all together like so, just so it all incorporates. Like so. There you go. That'll do. That's all you need for now. Next to that, in a blender, we've got 400 grams of corn. You can use fresh corn, you can use tin corn. Just make sure when you use tin corn, you wash it off first beforehand because it's got crappy briny water in it. It smells like farts. So you don't really want that on the corn or in your cornbread. So we're going to blend this up so it's just a big mush. And we're going to...
farts that smell like corn.
Have you never ever been on an aeroplane?
Okay, anyway, go on.
So we're just going to chuck that in the blender. So we're chucking that in the blender and we're going to smash it up until it's sort of like becomes a puree. Take a couple of minutes. So after 2 or 3 minutes of blending, this is what you want it to look like. It's all mushy and all mushed up like it is. So from that, we're going to have a jug of milk, which we've got 1 cup of milk in it. You can put light, heavy, doesn't matter. So you want a spacious jug so we can mix all our wet ingredients. So to that, we're going to add the corn that we just blended up. Just get your wooden spoon from before and just put that in there like that.
I can't believe you're so fucking bougie. You're making cornbread.
You have to. People need to know how to make these things, and I'm willing to make these things to teach the people. Put that in there like so. To that, we're going to add...
More washing for me.
To that, we're going to add a cup of butter.
Softened.
Which has been melted beforehand, as you can hear the cameraman said beforehand. So we're going to mix that together with 2 eggs, like that. Make sure you crush up the eggs like so, so it all incorporates as one liquid. Moosh it all together like so. And you just want it to look like that. See how it's all incorporated. You might have a couple of egg bits, but they should fill up when you add it to the dry mix, which is the next step. Once the wet mixture's been mixed together, we're going to dice up a jalapeno, which is a type of chili. I'm just going to dice that up, add that to the mix it all together, and then we're going to bake it. And I'll show you what to do. So for the jalapeno, alright, so with the jalapenos, you want to dice them up. So what I do is cut this green bit off the end like that, and then down the middle, split it down like this.
Please don't make a joke about that.
So while we're on the note of splitting it down the middle, once I cut in half like that, we've got to remove the seeds. So get yourself a small knife like this, and you can just cut around and get the membrane out of the chili.
Inside in the membrane.
Like that.
Oh, come on, you're not following up?
In the brain.
There we go, we're good.
You can leave a couple of seeds in it. That's fine. So what you want to do, it's long ways like this, and you want to do thin strips. In a French term, this is called a chiffonade. So once this is all chiffonaded like this, what you want to do is flip it around to your right hand side or left hand side, depending on how you chop it, and then you just want to go over it again and try and get it as thin as possible so you get these little cubes of chili that will incorporate throughout the flour mix. So hopefully every bite of cornbread you have will have a little hint of jalapeno in it. Yep. So when they're all diced up, straight into the dry mix like this. Like so. And while we've got those peppers in there, we're going to add our wet mix.
Your jalapenos.
Yeah, to the jalapenos. Scrape out all your wet mixture and mix this together with your spoon. So just mix it all up so all the dry and wet ingredients are incorporated, like so. Scrape it all about. And the consistency should be like thick, gluggy porridge. When it looks like that, it's ready to go into your baking tray. But we've got one more step for the baking tray before we put this mix in. So in the preheated oven, we put our tray, rada. So what we do is we take our tray out, and I've got like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of softened butter here. So we're just going to chuck that into the hot tray and then butter around the sides. So the corn cake mixture, the cornbread mixture, doesn't stick to the sides, hopefully. But because this is my channel and I quite regularly fuck things up, you'll know if I fuck this up. Once the pan's all buttered and sizzly like this, you want to add your mix. Like so, just spread it out. Spread out the mixture so it's all even in the pan. Like that. And to the top of that, you want to add some shredded melty cheese, a mixture. I've just got Parmesan, mozzarella and cheddar cheese, and we're just going to scoop that on the top and just so it has a melty cheese layer and a crisp, gooey deliciousness. Texture delight once it comes out of the oven, hopefully. Like so, and then that just goes in the oven for 30 minutes before we check it. So while the cornbread's cooking in the oven, we're going to do the chili. So for that, we need to dice up a whole heap of veg, capsicum, celery, onion, and 5 cloves of garlic. We're going to cut to me, montage, doing all the boring shit. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure we all know how to chop pepper.
Stiffen the capsicum like so. And we go back to the same technique we did before with the jalapeno and just cross it over the side so you get little dice cubes like that. They don't have to be perfect. So once your capsicums are diced up like that, get yourself a bowl and put all the capsicum into that bowl. So next up we're going to cut some celery exactly the same way. We're going to say one whole stalk. Now an onion.
Turns out people chop onions.
So once all your veg is diced, just add it to your bowl. Get yourself a thick, heavy based cast steel pot. Turn it up to high.
That's my hand.
So you want to crank it up to 9. To that, you want to add, I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons of neutral oil, veg oil or something like that. And we're going to bring that up to the heat because we want that to be super hot so we can cook the beef off. So when your pan and your oil are up to smoking temperature like so, add your beef in there. You want it really hot so you can caramelise the beef. Just let it sit there and pick up some of the pan crust and stuff like that because it adds to the texture of the chili con carne, and as it slowly dries it down it becomes tender and you get crunchy bits. It's really delicious. So while that's still raw like that, you want to add a pinch of salt because you always want to season the beef with salt. You don't want to put pepper in at this stage because it will burn in the pan because it's so hot. So stir that around, get it all brown and coloured. You want it to render in its own fat and stuff to help colour it. Keep on mixing it. Crush it up, make sure it's all crushed up and then it's individual grains because you want those textures throughout the end dish. Just keep on mixing it around. Now that all your meat's brown, add all your diced veg that you had in the bowl previously. mix that around. You only want to cook it out for 2 or 3 minutes until it gets tender. But once that's all incorporated, add 4 cloves of garlic, or as much as you want. You can probably go, I'd go up anywhere as 10 because I love garlic. Get it all in there.
You measure that with your heart.
Crush it in there. Get it all in there, all the juice. Get a knife and scrape all the excess off. And then mix it around with your veg and your beef. You really get to smell it now, all the garlic and you really smell the capsicum through it. So to this, it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. The veg is slightly softened. It's all amalgamated together. We're gonna add a spice mix. So I pre-made this. What this has got in it is 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 5 teaspoons of cayenne powder, 5 teaspoons of paprika, 5 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 5 teaspoons of onion powder. And when it's at this stage, we're just going to add this to the mix and give it a good stir. Get those flavours toasting in the pan. Once it hits the heat, you can really smell the fragrance coming off it, and that's realistically what's going to permeate the chili con carne. Feel free to add more cayenne pepper to this if you want. I've only added 1, but at the end, if you don't think it's hot enough, you can just add more in. So once that's all cooked in like that, so once you can start smelling all the spices and stuff cook out, which is about a minute, we're going to add 1.5 cups of. So once all the spices are cooked out and like blended through the beef mix and the vegetables and stuff like that, and you can really smell them, we're going to add 1.5 cups of beef stock. All I did for this was boil 1.5 cups of water and add 2 beef oxo cubes. You can use homemade stock if you can be bothered making homemade stock, but you don't need to for this recipe. And just pour it straight in.
Who doesn't love an oxo cube?
So to this, you scrape down the bottom. You help use the scrape off all the flavour from it. So once the beef stock's in there and it's all amalgamated, you help use it to scrape off the dirtiness of the bottom, which is all the flavour you want through it. It's all the leftover spices and crispy bits of beef. You want that incorporated all through it. And to this, we're going to add 2 tins of tomatoes, or 800 grams of crushed tomatoes, and they're just going straight in like that. All right, and then the second tin. A good trick with these tomato cans is as well, if you've got bits stuck in there, just get a little bit of water, and you can slosh it around to get all the excess out of the tin, and it cleans the tin pretty much. And once all that's in there, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste.
I'm obsessed with tomato paste.
Mix that all together. To that, 1 tablespoon of salt. And also to that, you want to add 400 grams of kidney beans.
Hell yeah, the kidney beans.
Get those all in there and mix it up. So it's all incorporated. And now we're going to turn it down to a medium heat and just let it simmer for an hour. So while that's cooking, we're going to make some guacamole. So get yourself a bowl, 2 avocados, half a white onion, 1 lime, 2 Roma tomatoes, and some random green tomatoes that the garden club lady gave us. So we're just going to chuck those in as well and use those up in the guacamole. Doesn't matter what do you chop this stuff up for the guacamole. Start with tomatoes because you can use the pips and the seeds from the inside. Chop them up and chuck them into your chili while it's cooking. Save some waste. All right, so we're going to dice these up now.
Add a bit of flavour as well, eh?
Yeah, a little bit of homegrown flavour.
Homegrown?
So just take out the hearts of the tomatoes like this, so they're like leaves. And then you're left with the inside of the tomato. You can just dice this up like that, chop it up roughly, and just put it straight into chili con carne. And as that slowly cooks, they'll break down and you won't.
Someone seems to be interested right now.
Quality control.
Quality control. With chili con carne, I'm not cleaning that up.
So you want to cut all your tomato leaves, petals like that, so they're all cleared out with the seeds and stuff like that. It just makes them easy to dice up. I'll show you. Just put it down on your bench. It's just like the stuff we chopped before. Slice it along like this, and then slice it down like that. Alright, tomatoes all diced up nicely and finely, so chuck that into your bowl. Mix of green, mix of red, adds different textures and flavours throughout the guacamole. I'm sure that's what the Mexicans do. Next up, avocado. Everyone knows how to cut an avocado. Go around the centre like so. Twist. Get your knife, a bigger knife, into the stone. Twist, doesn't come out. So we'll just use a spoon.
That seems pretty reasonable, actually.
Take your seed out. And you just want to mash this into your bowl. Alright, so one of these avocados wasn't that good, so we're going to just take that brown bit out with our spoon and then continue to add 2 whole avocados to the mix, and I'll show you what to do that next once I've done all that. All the avocados in there, so just use the side of the bowl and a fork and the back of your fork and just cross it onto the side, and that'll roughly cut it up. Cut back to me when this is all chopped up. And if you find it gets a bit tough, what you can do is you can add your lime in now too. Just cut it in half, straight in, to lube it up and help moisten up the guacamole. Now just mix it all together.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Like so. So it should start looking like that. And to that, we are going to add half a diced onion. You don't need to see me dice it, so we're just going to show you what it looks like after I've added it. Onions diced, add it to the mix. We're going to dice up a jalapeno, but I'm not going to show you that again because that'd be boring. So cut to the bowl, me mixing it with jalapenos. A bit of olive oil to moisten it up.
Ugh, nobody likes that word.
And then a good pinch of salt for seasoning. And then just mix it all together. And that's how simple a guacamole is to make. So I mix that all together. And then once it's all mixed, just make sure you taste it. Might need more salt, might need more lime juice.
Oh my god, that's like a My Kitchen Rules line.
For this, I'm going to add 1 more lime.
Ooh.
So that's going to marinate the avocado and add a nice citrus touch to it and cut through the fat of the avocado as well. You may want to add a little bit of cayenne pepper to this, depending on the heat of your jalapenos. These ones aren't very spicy, so I'm just going to add a pinch of cayenne to this to bring it up a little bit of heat, and then we're ready to go. Put this in the takeaway container and it's ready to use whenever you need it. Okay, so after an hour and a half, it should look like this. At this stage, you want to taste it, so just get your spoon in and taste it. Okay, this one needs a little bit more salt. Another pinch or 2. You might find with this, the tomatoes you use might be a bit acidic and you'll be able to taste it in the tomatoes. So if that's the case, just add a tablespoon of sugar and it should fix all your problems. So now this is like this, we can turn it off and put it in the fridge overnight. Now this is all done, ready to go, let it cool down for an hour or so until it's cool to touch, and put a lid on it, put it in the fridge overnight because we know everything's better the next day. Develops flavors. And we'll show you tomorrow how to serve this bad boy. See you tomorrow. Welcome back 24 hours later. So on the stove here, I've got a pot with the amount of chili I want for dinner. So got that on the go. While that's on, just got a small baking tray with a slice of the cornbread, or as much as you want if you want to make the cornbread or not, and just chuck that into a hot oven for 5 minutes just to warm through as the chili heats up. Take you to the next step. All right, chili's all heated up. Cornbread's ready to take out, so just get that out. Should just be warmed through. Get yourself a plate. I like to put the chili down, the cornbread down like so. Chili over the top. Bit of spring onion or coriander, whatever you want to put on there.
No coriander.
Bit of guacamole. Bit of sour cream. Like so. And there you go. There's my chili and cornbread. I'm probably going to add a shitload of hot sauce to this, so do as you will. But anyway, that's how I like to present my chili con carne with cornbread. Anyway, that's how I make my chili con carne and cornbread. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you can like, share and subscribe, that'd be great and really help us out. Thanks again. See you next week. Definitely needs hot sauce. Amalgamated like this. I've got 1.5 cup.
1.5 cup.
Fuck.
It's the wrong way.
The alternate to the way I did it.
And I like my chili with pasta and cheese. Welcome to being weird.